So there's this video, supposedly the last footage of Aaron Carter alive. Ironically, he was on live. There are several things in this video that say to me, there are people going back and forth in a coded way. Aaron Carter seems to be going back and forth in ways of pleading with his life, or pleading for his life, excuse me. You see him be like, he goes, what he said, he was like, at one point he starts like, it's almost like he's trying to like, he starts off with being like, hey, I got all these assets, like just vague shit, but then he says some shit that like, I sort of felt was capping, and ironically, his body language right when he started doing that was he put his hat to the back. I thought that was funny. But, there comes a point you could tell when they say TMZ says you in violation of probation, like when they say violation of probation without TMZ, he pays attention and he asks questions and he gets like very like almost like he was talking to the police, but like TMZ is not the court system or probation of California or none of that. Probation is not a term that only applies to legal issues. You become a police or some shit like that. There's even jobs I had where I've never been nothing in law enforcement. You feel what I'm saying? But I had like a job. I think it was one of them corporate jobs I had. One of the only one. It might have been Christmas tree shops. Yeah, that's why they sent my file to corporate, because I was on probationary period. Like they only give you the apron and the name tag. They don't give you the shirt yet. You don't get the shirt for like a couple of years. Then you're off your probation. It's like, what do you got? Job security at Christmas tree shops. Yeah, so probation violation, and neither is violation. Violation is not something strictly applied to legal terms. You piss your gang off, what gonna happen? Yeah. What did Fat Joe say about the mafia that like men? I mean, I'll leave it at that. And why is it like when TMZ said that shit? Keep in mind, to do that, TMZ used to. I'm a lawyer. It seemed coded. It seemed like someone was telling him, hey, it's coming. He was just found in the bathtub. Let me tell you about bathtubs, right? You ever seen that in the Training Day, right? That was in the bath. You notice how I turn the water on? That's done for a reason. If you do it without the water on, it's going to be a bitch to clean up with the water. You do it in the water, that goes out with the water. But yeah, let me tell you, man, that was some fuck shit, man. It's some shit that made me, like, I don't even like no Aaron Carter. As a little ass kid, he was kind of cool to me just because he was an older kid. But like, after age 6, 7, I was like, this dude a weirdo. But I'm saying, like, straight up, like, this had me pissed off kind of, because I'm like, if it was a regular ass motherfucker, like say for example, instead of it being TMZ that was, in my opinion, knowing psychology and how his body language and everything, he felt threatened. I can tell. His whole affect change, you could tell, because he starts the video, you could tell in his mind, he have a whole plan for this live, right? Okay. He's got his hoodie on, and he's got, he looks all right, but he looks kind of concerned, but not really, right? He looks like, man, I'm kind of worried, but I don't know if I should be. I think I'm straight. And then they said that shit about violation of probation. His whole shit goes from like normal to now he's at terror alert level orange. It's guarded. Like you could watch a whole Jimmy Kimmel thing with Suge Knight, where Jimmy Kimmel, when Suge Knight walks out, wearing a bulletproof vest. And he's like, Suge Knight's terror alert level has been elevated to orange. That's guarded. Like that's like we just caught a shoe bomber in another country or something. Yeah, like we got a shoe bomber in Uganda. So yeah, the U.S. terror alert level now went from like yellow to orange because of someone they caught in Uganda with a shoe bomb. Yeah, so it go that you see that, and then I'm running this here because I kept trying to do it, breaking it up, and it wasn't happening. It was too much dialogue for me. So yeah, then when they say TMZ says, that's when it goes from like not just terror alert level orange to like red. No, it goes from terror alert level orange to Defcon 5. Like, keep in mind, Defcon 5, I believe, is when like the bombs have fallen. Like there is a bomb that has fallen, or a ICBM that has launched. That is DEFCON 5. Like, it's end game scenario. Like, so his whole, you could tell he just got, he was shook. He was real shook. So, and I don't know if God had me do this, because God like just need to be whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But some be sending me this shit, like having it just randomly pop up for me. And it be telling me, like, I really feel like, yo, if it was a regular motherfucker who was the last person to be talking to him and what's making him seem uncomfortable, and what someone like me could even see as like a veiled threat, and him in a veiled way of pleading for his life, so talking about he got a kid and shit, you could see his like his life flash before his eyes through the screen. I could see that shit. He left like that shit at the end of the shit I saw. Like, and he had at the end, he said FYI, and put this, I'm assuming he did it, because I don't know who else would have. There was a bow and arrow target, giant target that would flash on the screen. Yeah, so I'm gonna run these clips, man, but RIP Aaron Carter, man. I can at least say, it seems like given he knew it was coming, he did the right thing doing this, because it lets it be talked about. Alright, it shows it. To people like me who were able to expose it, it shows it. You feel me?
So let's see, for daily ranking, we got 48,000 to reach.
So notice how he starts off his energy here. Right?
Probation,
he's seeming hopeful,
violation.
But like kind of worried, but not really.
No. What probation violation?
All right, he just elevated his terror threat level to orange, which is guarded. His energy remind me of like when the cops would be trying to talk to me about something that they wasn't trying to arrest me for. Was saying that they had no proof, but like at the same time, I was trying to figure out what they knew.
And he will be being tutored by me and by
yeah, his kid gonna be tutored by TMZ. No, he said that because it's like when you be reading something or you be really focused on something else and someone trying to talk to you, sometimes you confuse your words. I mean, I'm gonna take KJP quote, man. Listen, TMZ was top of mind. It was top of mind for Aaron Carter at this time. TMZ was top of mind. You can tell he's shook because of the long pause and how he just all of a sudden he blanks on what he said after he said my kid will be tutored by me, and it sounds like he was about to say and TMZ.
You know, a tutor? Oh,
yeah, no shit, by a tutor after about a 5 to 6 second pause. Shout out to Rita, whatever I'm not even gonna try to butcher that. Out of respect for having a similarly butcherable last name.
TMZ said I'm on probation. Did
like,
they not?
You hear the sting in that? Like, that's the response you give. Like, if you want them people, like, I feel like Aaron would shoot something. I feel like he would. I think in the moment his mind was forgetting that for a second, just out of instinct. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's like that type of shit when it's like, I feel threatened. So you gotta remember, they took his guns. They knew he legally had guns, and they went and took them shits. That's why he's like, you see how he like sounds like at first, like his fight or flight setting in. So this is where his shit went from terror alert level orange to DEFCON 5.
And how did I violate that?
And now reality seems to be setting in where he's like, now, shit, I don't have guns. I'm pretty sure they're coming to kill me. See, here's the thing. I'm not saying TMZ killed Aaron Carter. I'm not saying Shaq killed Aaron Carter. I personally don't think Shaq personally had anything to do with it, okay? But TMZ's name comes up put like this. I know this because I've been contacted about missing persons before, right? Let me tell you, even if you're not the last person to see that person, if that last person says anything about you, period, that you just knew this person, but you saw them weeks before this happened, the police is knocking at your door. So for this to be happening with TMZ, or someone representing TMZ, probably through a fake account, seeming to send veiled threats to Aaron Carter, veiled warnings to Aaron Carter. You see what I'm saying? It's like, what are you really, like, why have the police not knocked on his door? Because it would happen to anybody else. It would, lawyer or not. You're the last person to see this person alive. Look at OJ. And then he starts to, like, try to reason with these motherfuckers and shit, man. He starts trying to reason with them, like, but it's, like, veiled, too. That's the part that's, like, funny to me. It's, like, he's not saying don't kill me. He goes from, like, explaining he have all this assets and da-da-da-da, right? To then going, fucking, what was the last part of that? I'm trying to remember. He fucking, oh yeah. Then he talks about the last thing he says is Takeoff from the Migos died. Like, basically saying, like, yo, he died yesterday, so why I gotta die for it? Because you made deals with them people you can't see up here. Unless you working with them people. You know what I'm saying? You made contracts with them motherfuckers below, man.